problem with New Year's resolutions is that most individuals resolve to change, but they don't realize that for anything to change, it needs to be a lifestyle change. We need to change our thinking. We need to change the words we use. We need to change our behaviors, our actions, our habits. We cannot set a goal, and truthfully, goals, in my opinion, are meaningless unless you have a timetable, a time schedule, unless you have a completion for that goal, where you have a start date and you have an end date. And then you have little steps along the way, and you actually block out time each day to work on that goal, and then it becomes an objective. It really isn't a goal, it becomes an objective that has a starting point, it has a finish point. Welcome to Music, Motivation, and More, the Positivity Podcast. I am your host, Jerald Simon. I am the founder of Music Motivation and the creator of the Cool Songs Club. Today's podcast is titled, A New Year, A New You. And truthfully, that is what each day brings. It brings an opportunity for us to experience a new day, a new beginning. We can start over whatever mistakes we've made in the past. For the perceptions, parables, and pointers section of this podcast, I would like to read from my book, Perceptions, Parables, and Pointers, on page 20. It says, let it go. Let it go. Whatever pains and problems have been holding you back or weighing you down, let them go. Realize that if you let it, the past will become a perilous prison to you and will prevent you from truly enjoying the present. We can learn so many valuable and life-changing lessons from the past, but if you continually revisit the past, you will avoid and miss out on the gifts of the present. Look forward to the future in faith, but protect and preserve your presence in the present. Always be present. Let go of the problems of the past. They are behind you for a reason. Move on and make the most of each minute you have now. Truthfully, that is what we should be doing. We should always be present. A new year is an opportunity for us to change. To look back at where we have been and where we are now, and decide what we did or did not do that helped us arrive at this point. But then we can change and make promises to ourselves to do better, to be better, to continually improve. For today's Motivation in a Minute, I would like to read from my book, Perceptions, Parables, and Pointers, on page 171. It's a quote, it's an anonymous quote, and this is what it says. Decide what you want and write your goals. Then convert your goals into positive present tense statements called affirmations. Affirm your goals each day until they become part of your subconscious mechanism. Now that is what we need to do. When we think about a new year, we need to think about it being a new you. The problem with New Year's resolutions is that most individuals resolve to change, but they don't realize that for anything to change, it needs to be a lifestyle change. We need to change our thinking. We need to change the words we use. We need to change our behaviors, our actions, our habits. We cannot set a goal, and truthfully, goals, in my opinion, are meaningless unless you have a timetable, a time schedule, unless you have a completion for that goal, where you have a start date and you have an end date. And then you have little steps along the way, and you actually block out time each day to work on that goal, and then it becomes an objective. It really isn't a goal, it becomes an objective that has a starting point, it has a finish point. And then you have little checkpoints along the way to help you arrive at your desired destination. It's like mapping out a trip you'd like to take. See, when we talk about a new you, it needs to be a new and improved version of who you are. Every day we change, and we should change. We take what we've learned from past mistakes, past life lessons, and we build on that. We grow and we can improve. It's a process. It needs to be a life-changing experience for us in order for us to turn our lives around and change. That is why I would focus on you becoming a new you this year. A new year, a new you. It needs to be a lifestyle change. If you would like to lose weight, it's not about setting goals, it's about changing your life. So you need to change how you eat, how you sleep. You need to change your daily schedule. You need to put time and have a set time every day when you work out or when you run. See, it needs to be a lifestyle change. If we want to increase our finances, we need to figure out how much we earn each month, how much we earn each week. If we would like to increase that earning ability, then we need to increase our earning capability. That may mean more schooling, higher degrees. It may mean additional streams of income. Maybe we create residual income. We create books, courses. We start to augment our current income because we would like to change where we are financially. But again, it needs to be a lifestyle change. For the Music Within portion of this podcast, I would like to have us listen to Triumphant. This is one of my fully orchestrated instrumental compositions, and in truth, it has become my theme song or the theme music for my company, Music Motivation. I created this and composed this initially for runners and athletes, that they could listen to this and they would be inspired or motivated to get in better shape, to work out harder, to run longer. And so listen to Triumphant and think about how you can make your life triumphant, what you can do to experience a new you this year. For the Poetry That Motivates portion of this podcast, I would like to read The Journey Before Me from my book, The As If Principle. This is what it says. The journey before me is a difficult one. It's a perilous path to walk. It is laden with thorns and treacherous traps, strewn with glass and rock. Pitfalls surround me. The darkness engulfs me. Black as night is the day. Terror abounds and sickness compounds, frightening my health away. Calamities come, decay descends, sorrow stays too long. Disease ensues, my spirits sink, and everything turns out wrong. Yet up ahead in the distance before me, I see the light of day. The darkness fades, the sickness subsides, my troubles have gone away. Though terrifying the trail may be, my spirit is strengthened, my soul is set free. Ignorance turns to intelligence, fear turns into faith, troubles turn into triumphs. In life, this is commonplace. So I'd like to have you think about that today and every day. How can you become a new and improved version of yourself? If we always remain as we are, we will never experience the growth that helps us overcome our weaknesses, our insecurities. The setbacks, though temporary they may be, actually help us. When we have trials, when we have tribulations, when we have problems, when we fall down and are weak, that is an opportunity for us to learn and grow, to change. Often we look at these pains as a discomfort, as annoying. We look at failure as a weakness. But in reality, failure is just a stepping stone to help us face each new day in a new way, because we can become a new and improved version of ourselves starting today. A new year, a new you. Decide who you want to be today. Now that's going to change tomorrow, because each day we need to be a new and improved version of ourselves. So be the very best version of yourself today. Start today. Learn, grow, change, and make that change be a lifestyle change to become the person you were born to be, starting today. Subscribe to Music, Motivation, and More, the Positivity Podcast with Jerald Simon, to receive updates about each new weekly podcast. Every Monday, a new podcast is released to help motivate and inspire individuals to learn, to grow, to do, to be, and become the very best they can become. These are all motivational messages that inspire men and women of all ages to do and be their best, to set goals, to work on improving who they are and who they would like to become. Thank you again for listening. Connect with us on social media to become part of the conversation as we all work together to motivate each other to do and be our best. Thanks for listening to Music, Motivation, and More, the Positivity Podcast. I am your host, Jerald Simon, and I'm grateful to have you listen to this podcast. Every Monday we come out with a brand new podcast, and you can listen to it on any of the podcast streaming sites available. Just search for Music, Motivation, and More, the Positivity Podcast with Jerald Simon. Any of the music that I've shared in these podcasts, you can listen to. All of my music is available on Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Amazon, and any streaming site available. You can also check out my music books at musicmotivation.com And you can find my poetry, self-help, and motivational books available from Amazon.com, from Barnes & Noble, and from all different online shops and stores. If you have any questions about the music that I create through my company Music Motivation, you can learn more at musicmotivation.com, and you can visit my website coolsongsclub.com to learn more about how I create fun, cool piano music that helps motivate piano students to want to play the piano the fun way, especially during their teenage years. I'd love to have you check that out. But thank you again for listening. Please feel free to connect with me on any of the social media sites out there. You can watch my YouTube videos on youtube.com/Jerald Simon. You can connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and all social media sites at Jerald Simon. Thanks again for listening. Until next time, keep up the great work and have fun. See you guys. Bye.